Hello, my friends, my crafty friends. How is everybody today? Welcome to my channel. I have another update on the progress of moving my craft room upstairs and reorganizing everything and putting it back together up here. So last week I showed you this area here. I'm not going to show it to you again. If you want to see it, the whole detailed inside the cabinet and the drawers and everything, just look at the last craft reorganization video that I did, and you'll see the detailed look at my new shipping and packing area here in my craft room. So I showed you that last week, and then I went over here and showed you this dresser. So it's in a this is a dormer. This is this room is upstairs in my house, and it is has this dormer window in this room, and it has the slanted ceiling. So my son was living up here and he moved out, so I'm moving up here now, and he left this dresser behind. So it has 5 drawers, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 drawers, and I don't know how old it is or young it is. All I know, it's a perfect, I thought it was something that I would want to, he's like, do you want it? I'm like, yes, I do. So, I didn't know if I really needed it. And I thought if I didn't need it, I'd get rid of it or whatever. Or he might still want to use it. Or he still might want to use it. He said he didn't want it, but you never know. I'm giving him the option of changing his mind on anything he left behind. This he left behind too. But this he did say they will probably want. It's basically really a kitchen island. But, I'm using it as my part of my shipping area. But if he wants that back, I'll just replace it when he takes it. And if he did want this back, I would give it to him too in a second. So anyway, what I thought when I thought about it after a little while, I decided it would be the perfect place to put and organize my fabric. So I'm going to show you through this real quick, just to show you what I've done here. So I brought these from downstairs. These I had on the dresser and back of my craft table. All these little drawers have lots of just little things that you need to put somewhere. These are ribbon bows. I'll just open a couple just to show you examples. D-rings. These little, let's see, if you don't know what a D-ring is. These little lobster claw clasps with the D-ring on it. So just lots of little things. Mostly, things I use, not necessarily, like that does have to do with jewelry or making keychains or whatever you want to make out of them. But there's like keys in here and little tags, and these are vintage paper clips. So you know what I mean? Just lots of little things that you need to put somewhere. And all these little drawers are from Dollar Tree. If you need some of these, or you're like, oh, I haven't seen those at Dollar Tree lately, they have them when they bring in their storage containers, like how in January everybody's reorganizing for the new year. That's when they have them, if they don't have them right now. And I kind of wanted all the same color, but I couldn't get all the same color, so I have a colorful little bunch of drawers here. And then these are also from Dollar Tree, these little little bins. And I wanted something a little bigger for some things. So also little parts, as you can see, these are appliques and charms. Well, these are, I'll show you. These are those. So those, I think they came in those, so I just put them up there. But anyway, you get the idea. These are all on my dresser in back of me, so they are here now. And I kind of just cleaned up this dresser. Didn't mean much of cleaning, but the bottoms were a little kind of coming out of these, and so I made sure I took each drawer out, cleaned it out, and put the little drawer back in its grooves, the bottom of the drawer, and then what I have in here is my fabric. So I had all this fabric. I had some of it, I have most of it in my master bedroom, because it wouldn't fit in my craft room. And then I had a little bit of it in my craft room. So I'm just going to show you, open each door, and I'm just, I'm not going to take any fabric out. These are like a lot of little pieces and some fat quarters. These are strips here that I got from a thrift store. So I'll just open each door real quick because I don't want this video to be too long. These are I have the rolls back here. I have some fat quarters back there, and then all these pieces. Mostly, well, like these are from Walmart. These from Walmart? Yeah. I used to buy a couple each week from Walmart, but I don't do that anymore, but I still have a lot that I've purchased. Here's a 5-pack probably from Walmart. I got that on clearance at Walmart for like 50 cents one time. Can you believe that? And then the rest of this is really from thrift stores. I don't really buy fabric new anymore unless it's from Dollar Tree. And if I find one of those 5-packs and it's on clearance, I'm buying that too. Here's a little bit of batting and muslin type fabric, and then all these are pieces in this store, bigger pieces. So you saw in the previous store it was fat quarters and mostly smaller pieces than here. See, there's big bunches here of fabric that I found all at thrift stores. Yeah, pretty much all at thrift stores, even the batting and even the muslin, everything. So that's another drawer there. And then that's drawer number 3. Drawer number 4. So it's getting good here. We don't have too much in this drawer, but that wouldn't fit in the first 3 drawers. So this is a this looks like a tablecloth. I don't think, but it is fabric. See, it has the raw edge there. And it's Christmassy. And this is a big piece. Big bunch. And then this is scraps. And this I put here. I put a bunch of what I'm calling scraps, or just pieces I kind of would like to just use up. So I put it in that pile so that I could make some scrappy ties with those. So that's what that's for, to be cut up and made into scrappy ties. And then here's just a few more pieces here. And I have a little bit more downstairs, but I might try to make some. That one's empty. So these were my son's curtains. I don't know if I'm keeping these. If he wants them, he can take them, and I'll bring my own curtains up here. I have some downstairs that I can bring up. So anyway, on to the next things now. Let's see. I didn't have any of the rest of this stuff up here last week. The dresser was here, but I didn't have my fabric in it yet. So let me show you what I got going on here. So this is the dresser that was behind me in my craft room downstairs. When I would talk about, I would grab something behind me, it would either be on this dresser or in one of these drawers. This is an old dresser. I don't think it really looks old, but it's from it was my brother's dresser, which my parents bought him a bedroom set, my youngest brother, in I'm going to guess it was probably 1980, let me see, about 1988, something like that. So this is what I have, the dresser I have cleaned. I brought all the drawers up here separately. And my husband brought my son brought the basic dresser up here. And I brought all the drawers up here. I brought everything up here that wasn't up here that you see right in here, except for the big pieces like this dresser. But I brought all the drawers up here. And so it's been quite a physical day that I've done it today, and so I got a lot of exercise, but the result is very enjoyable. So anyway, I set my TV up here. I brought that's my glue over there in the pot, and the little glue bottles beside that you see on the right, and on the left here is my Big Shot. So that's all I have on that dresser, and then everything that was in the dresser is still in the dresser. There was the middle drawer on the right was fabric, so that is now in the chest of drawers I just showed you. So that drawer is empty. I have 2 empty drawers. Let me show you the middle section here. So this table was my coffee dining table downstairs. It was it's a utility table, like from Home Depot, Lowe's, Home Improvement, wherever it was from, one of those white tables that folds in half. And it was one, my husband, I was like, do you have a table I can use? He's like, here you go. I have He had 2 or 3 of them, and he's like, you can have this one. Or he didn't say I could have it. He said you could use it. But guess what? I've had it for quite a few years now. So, I've been cleaning. This is my wipes I've been cleaning with. But let me put those to the side. But what I did was, it was a little grungy when he gave it to me. You know, he had used it out in the garage. So when I was coffee dyeing downstairs in my master bedroom, I covered it with a tablecloth because it was, you know, pretty ugly and pretty grungy. And so I covered it with tablecloth and just coffee dyed on the tablecloth. And so, you know, that went very well and worked very well. But when I moved it up here, I didn't want to use it for coffee dyeing anymore. I wanted to use it as my work area here in my craft room. So this, what you see here, it's covered with, and maybe you recognize it, but this is the wallpaper from Dollar Tree, one of the patterns that they have. I think it really turned out like didn't go there intending to buy this pattern, but when I saw it, I could picture it on this table and I thought it would look really good. And I think it does. I really like it. I wrapped it around the sides, as you can see, and across the whole top. It took 12 pieces, that's all. So, and I think they're $1.50 each now. So, whatever, 12 times $1.50, that's what it costs to cover this table. And believe me, if you saw what was under here, you would cover it with something too. But anyway, even if it was white, I think I would still cover it because the white would just be too, you know, utility looking. And this is much prettier. So if you have one of these tables, you know, it didn't take hardly any time at all. It was easy to use those wallpapers, and you know, if it gets damaged or anything, I can recover it again. Just cover right over what's here now. That's what I would do. So anyway, you can see I have my Halloween out here. I'm finishing up some Halloween journals, so I went ahead and brought all that stuff up here. This is the bin. I keep all my Halloween and fall in this one bin. These are the scrappy ties that are going around my Halloween journals. I have my paper cutter here in case I need it. I usually have this out, but sometimes I put it away, but I don't have my spot where I'm going to put it away up here yet, so it's sitting here for right now. I want to make some shakers out of these, so I put these here. These are my needles that I use for binding, and I have that, which I will show you in a second, over on my table. And then I brought my project cart. I use my rolling cart for a project cart. As I'm working, I can keep things off. In my craft room, I needed this because I didn't have this table, and I think I'll still use it up here. But see, I have all my Halloween stuff here in the top. I have just so I could take it out of that bin and kind of spread it out and see it a little bit down in my craft room downstairs. I have paper bags here. These are all paper bags. I have the cookie cutters I'm putting on the tassels. The journals, two of the journals I'm working on, and then fabric here. And then this is other stuff for other journals that I'm trying to work on, but not right at this second. And then in the bottom is Halloween 2 ribbon and some ephemera that I made. So yeah, the first and the last tray is Halloween. And I have these green baskets in here that fit in here perfectly, as you can see, from Dollar Tree. I've mentioned it before, but yeah, those are from Dollar Tree. And they usually carry those year-round, but sometimes they might not have them. Sometimes they might be out of them, and it might take a little bit for them to get back in if your Dollar Tree normally carries them. But yeah, those fit in there perfectly, so I can take them out if I need to and carry them around or put them somewhere if I need to put them somewhere. So anyway, I went ahead and brought this little cart that's always next to my table that I work at. I went ahead and brought that up because I have some things here that I kind of keep there all the time because I didn't have anywhere else to keep them, so I haven't reorganized that yet or done anything with those things in there, and I probably won't for now because I'm happy with it the way it is. But this is what I always have next to me in this little cart. This little cart I got from Temu. And I have all my glues that I grab when I'm doing a video or just crafting. And some ephemera, like if I forgot a pocket and I need to grab a piece of ephemera, I have some little things here that I can grab, score sheets, calendar pages, these little remember cards that I got from a thrift store. This little notebook I still have to do something with, so I had bought, you know, a package of those, and that's the last one I haven't done anything with, so I have it there to remind me. All my rulers and scissors and stuff there. This is where I keep a glue. If I need a glue upside down and I'm finishing up, I keep it in that little jar right there. So, let's see, you've seen most of everything except for my table. I've brought my table up here, and by now you should have seen a reorganization video where I had taken everything out from here and brought it up. And we sorted through it and put it back in there, under there together. So that's a separate video. And then here's the top of my table. I had this mat downstairs, this cutting mat. And I was getting really tired of what was on here. And it was getting kind of grimy with glue and stuff. And I'm gonna have to really try and keep this nice, because these mats are not cheap, you know, these cutting mats. I mean, I found one at the thrift store once, but I've never found one again, not a big one. So anyway, I had this downstairs already. I didn't buy it. I bought it a couple of years ago just to cut. I thought I was going to use it to cut fabric, but I didn't really use it. So I decided to go ahead and put it on here, and I think it looks nice. And these are my current. You saw my other journals over here. These two already have the pages bound and sewn in. See the cord there. And these two, let me go over here slowly. But these two I have to sew in a signature still, so I'm going to work on those now that I have moved the things I need up here to finish these journals. Everything's up here. I need to finish these journals, so I can finish those now and watch TV. I've got a Halloween scene there on the TV. I don't know how well you can see it, but I think it's really pretty. It looks a little brighter on the camera than it does in person. It's nice, and it's a nighttime scene there. It's really pretty. It has music too, but I'm afraid to put on music on my videos because it could be copyright. It could get a copyright strike for that. Anyway, this wire shelf here, or rack, whatever you want to call it. I love these wire racks, by the way. I love industrial things, and of course this is very industrial. And so we had this when this was a family room up here before my son lived up here for 2 or 3 years, whatever it was. We had this as a family room, this room. And we had this particular rack right here. I believe this one we have 2 of these. I think they were stacked on top of each other, and we split them in half and used them separately in the family room. So this was our TV console here, and we had like our gaming systems and DVD player and stuff under there, and then we had our TV sitting up here. But of course it's not being used for that, and my son used it for whatever when he lived here. And now it's still up here, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it here, but it's here for the moment. I got to bring the rest of my stuff up here and see if I have room to keep this here. But anyway, in the meantime, I have all of these journal covers in progress. These are the ones I started when I went to Florida. And then it got to be, I was finishing these covers up. And that's all. I have the book pages from the books inside of each one and the covers. And that's all I was able to get done before I felt like I needed to start on fall and Halloween. So here they are waiting for me. This is a little, in case you didn't see the video where I showed you this. This cover is made out of a password game box. So I thought it was so cute. So that's going to be a journal. And this is I can't wait to do these, really. This is a composition book that I took all the pages out of so far and put this Fruit Loops cereal box on it. And I want to just make it into a Fruit Loops journal. Just something fun and silly I want to do, but there's the back of the cereal box. So that will be a journal at some point. I want to make it like a smash book, if you know what that is. So stay tuned to see how that turns out. But that's where I'm at. I still have quite a few things to bring up here. So I hope you enjoyed the update and the overall look of things so far. My son did get his couch out of here, which was right over here in this corner. And he's going to leave that clock there until his house is ready, because it's a really nice clock and he doesn't want to get it damaged. I don't blame him. And it chimes, and it's that little face on the top splits in half and opens up, and there's all these things you see behind it when it chimes. A really beautiful chime, very modern. You know, it's not like you know, grandfather clock chime or anything. It's a very modern, pretty you know, pretty chime. And then I tried to get this off the wall, but I can't. The screws are blocked. Like, I got the screws out so far, this far, and then this blocks the screwdriver. I'm like, how do you get this off the wall? I can't get the screwdriver in there, or else it would be gone. So anyway, so I'm gonna get him to take that down for me tomorrow, and then I don't know. It'll probably be next weekend before I can bring some more stuff up here, because I've got to, when I bring some up, I got to do like what I did with this dresser and my table. I have to take everything out of it, put it in a bin, or just bring it up here, and then have them bring the piece up, you know, the bigger piece that I'm storing things in, and then put it all back together. So yeah, it's kind of a lot of work for me, because I bring everything up here except for the actual big piece. So this is where we're at. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And we're going to have some good times in here crafting together. So stay tuned, and I hope you're excited for me and enjoying the progress. And I've waited a long time for this space, you know. I didn't have it until my kids were grown, and my youngest son moved in and out a few times of our house. So I think he's out for good now. He's getting ready to have a baby, so yeah. And plus, I'm taking over the space, so there's no room for him here anymore. Although I am gonna have a guest room. My craft room downstairs is gonna be a guest room now, so I'm gonna have a guest room. I had one before, in between him moving in and out, and I lost it, so I had to have my craft room was more important. So yeah, my parents didn't come up here anymore because they couldn't travel anymore, so I didn't really need a guest room. But my mom was one really that couldn't travel, and now my dad says he would like to come up, so I'm going to get that guest room ready for my dad. So stay tuned. I'll show you the guest room too at some point when I have that ready, but that's going to be a while. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later, my friends. Have a good night, have a good day, have a good week, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.